What if the Mongol Empire had conquered Europe? Imagine a world where Europe speaks Mongolian, where the Vatican bows to the Khan, where the warriors of Genghis Khan didn't stop at Hungary but conquered Paris, London, and Rome. What if the Mongol Empire had taken all of Europe? Would the Renaissance have happened? Would modern borders exist? Let's dive into this shocking alternate timeline. In 1241, the Mongol Horde was unstoppable. They had already crushed China, Persia, and the Islamic world. When they reached Europe, they annihilated armies in Poland and Hungary. But just as they were about to march into Western Europe, something changed. The great Khan, Ogedei, died. Mongol leaders were forced to return home for a power struggle. And just like that, Europe was spared. But what if history had taken a different turn? What if the Mongols had pushed forward and conquered all of Europe? First, let's talk military reality. The Mongols didn't just win battles, they dominated wars. Their speed, tactics, and psychological warfare were unmatched. While European knights relied on heavy armor and slow cavalry, Mongol horse archers were fast, strategic, and adaptable. They could have easily crushed France, Germany, and even England. Within a decade, Western Europe could have fallen. The Mongols might have turned the Vatican into a tribute-paying vassal or forced European kings into submission. But then what? Would the Mongols stay or collapse like many empires before them? In this alternate timeline, the Mongols don't just conquer, they integrate. The empire was known for absorbing cultures rather than destroying them. That means European cities could have adopted Mongol administration, law, and even writing. Imagine a world where Latin and Mongolian blend into a new language. But there's a twist. The Mongols had no interest in feudalism. Instead, they promoted trade, open borders, and infrastructure. The Silk Road, already booming under Mongol rule, could have turned Europe into a massive trade hub centuries before the Age of Exploration. Could an early industrial revolution have been possible? Here's where things get complicated. The Mongols, despite their brutal conquests, embraced science, medicine, and mathematics. But they weren't focused on art or philosophy the way Europe eventually became. Would there still be a Renaissance under Mongol rule? Would Europe ever have broken free to develop its own innovations, or would it have been permanently part of an Eastern empire? And what about colonization? If Mongol rule continued, would European nations ever sail west to discover the Americas? Every empire falls. The real Mongol Empire split into factions and collapsed over time. Would the same thing happen in Europe? Or would the Mongols have adapted, becoming a permanent ruling dynasty over the Western world? And here's the ultimate question. Would this have been good or bad for history? Would Europe have advanced faster or fallen into centuries of stagnation under Mongol rule? So what do you think? Would Mongol rule have fast-tracked human progress, or would Europe have lost its unique identity? Let us know in the comments. And if you love exploring alternate history, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more butterfly history. Until next time, keep questioning the past.